So you've been told that you have flat feet. Now what? What is flat feet? So when we're looking at our feet, we have 3 arches, one that runs along the inside of our foot, one on the outside, and then one across the knuckles of our toes. Oftentimes people are more focused on the arch that sits on the inside of our foot. So when we're categorizing flat feet, typically people will think they might have low arches, so flat feet, they might have normal arches, and then they might have an increased arch actually. And then we also think about, is it a structural change or is it a functional change? So structural meaning that's just naturally what your foot looks like. No matter what activity you're doing, you always have flat feet, you always have high arches, versus functionally is it might change, it might look different depending on what activity you're doing. So if we look at my foot, when I'm just resting and there's no weight on my feet, I have a nice arch, but once I stand up and put weight on my feet, I actually get flat feet. So that's a functional flat foot. So we can't necessarily change our anatomy, we can't change our bone structures of the arches of our feet, but what we can do and what we do have control over is the strength in our muscles of our feet. And so we do have muscles that do support the arches in our feet, and we can train them and we can get them stronger. And so these are some exercises that you could be working on. So this is foot yoga. Essentially what you're gonna do here is you're gonna alternate big toe lifts up, little toes push down, big toe pushes down, little toes lift up. Second exercise is arch lifting. So this is what it looks like. Essentially what we're trying to do is you're trying to bring your big toe knuckle towards your heel bone, and you should start to see your arch lift up. This can be quite challenging to do. You might start with foot yoga and then progress to this. Another way that I like to cue this is you can lift all your toes up. You should see a nice arch form, and then slowly try to relax your toes down while maintaining that arch. You'll know you're doing this well if you start to feel like your foot might start to cramp in your arch. So flat feet in and itself is not a concern, but if you are experiencing pain or discomfort, please chat with your physiotherapist.